Greetings and welcome, friends. Mr. Waddy here. We are in section 6.5. We were talking about indirect proof and inequalities in a single triangle. And I'm on page 340, going to show you a couple few problems for you. So here it says, write the first step in an indirect proof, also known as proof by contradiction. So write the first step. So it says, if x and y are odd integers, then x, y is odd. So if I wanted to prove this, or disprove it, I guess, one of the ways I could go about trying that is with an indirect proof is assume, all right, x and y are not odd integers. All right. Well, I think it depends on the strength of the word "and" there. Does this suggest that they're both not odd, meaning one could be even, the other could be odd, y could be even, then x could be odd, or they're both even? Maybe it would put me into a three cases scenario, whereas the first two cases of one and then the other would technically be the same. But this is all that you'd have to do. So yeah, assume x and y are not odd. If we were assuming like them linked together in that sense, then yeah, you could say assume x and y are even. But I feel like that's a little bit, I wonder, let's tell you what. I'm going to take a look at the book. Let's see. They said, they said assume temporarily that x, y is even. Wow, wait a minute. So they actually were assuming the conclusion. Guys, I'm thinking on this. I was assuming the hypothesis. Okay, let's think about this. So P implies Q. I was assuming not P, but that would not necessarily mean that this statement was false if not P was true. So they were assuming not Q. Huh. I don't know, guys. What are your guys' thoughts on this? No. I am. And this is okay. This is. So this is this is what they claimed. They said assume x, y is even.
That's what
Yeah? So this is the correct false assumption. I had an incorrect false assumption. I assumed not P. They assumed not Q.
But like you just wrote the negative form of that sentence. No, because isn't by saying it's not odd is the same as saying it's.
Well, no. That's what I was saying was that assuming x and y are not odd, the and could have two other cases to it.
Well, isn't the first part of the sentence like the given?
Okay, so you're looking at it as the first part, the hypothesis, is the given.
Yeah, and the second part is trying to prove.
Okay, I like that logic. I was just pointing out that if I assume this, it actually, whether or not this is true, has no bearing on whether or not the conditional statement is true. Whereas assuming this is true, if P is given, all right, and not Q is assumed, that is actually locking me into a proof by contradiction. All right, guys, here you go. Mr. Waddy was wrong on the internet. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm going to learn from my mistakes. Good times. All right, let's take a look at question 11. I'm recording. Yeah. Don't worry. Our internet friends, aren't they always with us, though?
No.
They're traveling through the Wi-Fi with the digits of the ones and zeros. I like to think our internet friends are all around us at all times.
That's creepy.
Maybe. Let's see. In question 11, list the angles in the given triangle from smallest to largest. So using the triangle longer side theorem, the smallest angle will be opposite the smallest side. The mediumist is definitely a word. That's like when you order your hamburger. I just wanted the mediumist. Like, you could probably say that. And then the largest side would be opposite the largest angle. I just said that the opposite. So smallest to largest would be angle S, angle R, and angle T. And now I'm just thinking about the logic of ordering the mediumest cooked hamburger. If there is an even number of hamburgers that was ever cooked in reality, once I order the mediumest, it's added another data set to that possible outcome. And the next time I order the mediumest, it would now be a new data point now that I previously ordered a hamburger. I don't know. The average will always be changing every time I introduce a new hamburger that was cooked the mediumest. Let's see, here we go. So guys, this was not that bad right here. Let's see if I can land on it. There we go. Question 15. List the sides of the given triangle from shortest to longest. Guys, what is this other angle over here?
24.
24 is what you guys are saying? How'd you find that? All right, so I'd have x plus, what's that, 140, 156? And then subtract that from both sides, you get x equals 24. 24 is also the answer that SpongeBob gives every time he takes the written portion of the boating exam. No, 1924. 1924. 1924. My bad. So if x is equal to 24 here, or angle M, what's the shortest side? NP. The mediumest side would be MN. Okay, all right. Well, maybe I'll show. I'll make a spreadsheet, and we'll talk about it after the video. 127 MP is going to be the longest side because it's opposite the longest angle. All right, let's take a look at this question here. Describe the possible lengths of the third side of the triangle given the lengths of the other two sides. So let's see. First of all, you're gonna catch me with those units. All units. 2 feet is the same as 24 inches. So I've got 24 inches, 40 inches. You could have converted 40 to feet, but it was going to be a decimal, and I was like, why would I do that? And then some unknown number of inches. Now, what did we learn about the triangle inequality theorem?
You have to add more than the other one.
Yeah, that 24 plus 40 would have to add to be greater than the remaining angle. I'll write it this way.
Wait, what? We don't know that.
All right, I know that x plus 24 would have to add to be greater than 40, and I know that x plus 40 would have to be adding to greater than 24. By the triangle inequality theorem. So that means x has to be greater than 64, or sorry, less than 64, my bad. All right, that's true. If I subtract 24 from both sides, x has to be greater than 16.
Yep.
And if I subtract 40 from both sides, x definitely has to be greater than negative 16, which I don't think will be a problem for a side length of a triangle. These triangles are not made of antimatter. I didn't fold the universe inside out on itself to create some sort of inverted triangle. So I could say that it would be between 16 and 64 are the possible lengths of that triangle. All right, last question. All right, really, this guy, whoever's trying to do this, they should be hanging out with Napoleon. Or Anthony. Also a great choice. Honestly, yeah, Anthony, Napoleon, top 2 people on my list of people I wish I could hang out with. True story. Yeah. Well, at least if the scenery was next to a river. Okay. So anyways, you can estimate the width of the river from point A to the tree. Okay, there we go. So that's the width. By measuring the angle to the tree at several locations along the riverbank. The diagram shows the results for locations C and D. So if this is 40 degrees, let's see, this was a right angle, so this one's going to be a right angle. They're a linear pair. What is this angle going to be? 50 by the third angles theorem. And, oh, this one's 50. And this one would then be 40. All right. I also know that the width across the river is going to be the same. It's congruent to itself. I know like a bunch of stuff here, really. But it says using triangle BCA and triangle BDA, determine the possible widths of the river. Now, are these 2 triangles congruent? No. No, because like here the shortest side is 35 for this triangle, and here the shortest side is whatever this distance is. We don't know that distance, but I do know that this distance bigger than 35? Yeah, is AB is going to be bigger than 35, right? How do I know that? Because it's opposite of angle 50. 35 is opposite of angle 40, right? By the triangle largest angle theorem, this has got to be bigger than 35. But if I'm talking about this triangle, the left triangle, here AB is opposite of the 40-degree angle, and 50 is opposite of the 50-degree angle. So how does this relate to 50? AB is going to be smaller than 50 because it's opposite of an angle that's smaller than 50 degrees. Does that kind of make sense? So AB is between 35 and 50. So that's kind of not like the most accurate. I think Napoleon, when like most of his soldiers die trying to cross this cold river in the winter because you miscalculated or didn't narrow it down enough, I don't think he'd be happy with you. Anthony, on the other hand, Anthony would be like, hey, a lot of people died, but you know, I forgive you. Maybe? Nah, maybe not. Maybe you'd be like, that was irresponsible mathing. Let's see. What could you do if you wanted to close a closer estimate? Well, we could have used the previous techniques that we've done to figure the distances across rivers using congruent triangles. The book's suggestion, and I ended up having to look this one up because I wasn't quite sure where they were going there. Pick angles closer to 45 degrees. All right. If I have angles that are closer to 45, I'd be able to narrow these distances down and it'd be able to work out. All right. Thank you for watching, internet friends. Have a great day.